Well, a very good afternoon to you. Let's have a little bit of a look back at the game Friday evening at the racecourse in the Emirates FA Cup. This is Earguard Wrexham and my name is Steve Jones. Well, good afternoon to you. I really do hope I found you well. Let's go over Friday evening's game at the racecourse, shall we? Ipswich Town rocked up for a game in the Emirates FA Cup. Their manager McKenna had already stated he was going to ring some changes, which he duly did, 4 I think. Phil decided to go strong. I must admit, I thought we might have seen 1 or 2 different personnel in different places just to give them time on the grass, but it wasn't to be, and he went strong. It was never going to be a classic, really. Both teams being a little bit ultra cautious. A couple of half chances each, but Wrexham went 1 ahead through Josh. Brilliant cross from Ryan Longman, and a nice little deft touch to finish past the keeper. It wasn't the only opportunity Josh had. There's another one shot from distance. Ollie very cleverly jumped out the way, not the keeper. Whether it had been given, I don't know, but yeah, on the whole, it was never going to be one of those balls out, cup ties out for me, really. I think the 2 teams were sort of holding back for the next game in the league, which I think the 2 managers have stated is more important. Although latterly Phil did say he wanted to create their own history in the FA Cup. So I've decided to do a little bit of digging and go through our FA Cup history. We'll go with the pros first because I've got some cons as well. As we're fully aware, after beating Ipswich the first time in the 6th round in 2098. So 73-74 season, we reached the 6th round and we travelled up to Turf Moor to Burnley. This was a game that was highly anticipated by everybody. Everybody wanted to be there, and the then Burnley chairman, I think his name was Bob Lord, possibly, you can correct me on that in the comments below, he banned all cameras. There's only one person who's got a little bit of cine footage of this, and I don't even know if you can still see that. He decided he didn't want it on film, just in case it all went wrong for his side. But anyway, they prevailed 1-0 in the end. Fast forward then to 1977-78 season, the infamous season, of course. But this is the first time we played Arsenal in the FA Cup in the 6th round, and we was robbed, Gov. Some refereeing decisions on there, but you watched that one the other night with Newcastle, and this was shambolic to a different level. We were breaking towards the tech, and you can clearly see the referee give the signal for play on, which at the time was rotating your arm windmill fashion, play on. Bit of a scramble, we scored, and he pulled it back, and it was just a complete shambles. Anyway, Arsenal beat us 3-2 under very dubious circumstances. Fast forward then to 79-80, and it was off to Gunnison Park to play Everton in the 5th round. Didn't go well. We got absolutely battered. I was there for that one. Of course, the big thing was Dixie McNeil versus Dixie Dean. Didn't go well, 5-2. And then 80-81, again in round 5, we played Wolves. That was a narrow defeat, that one. It was 2-1, if I remember rightly. And then The one 96, 97, round 6, Chesterfield defensive mix-up, shall we say, and Chesterfield went on to win by a single goal. It was a bit of a kick in the teeth, that one, because we dominated that game for the best part, and one little defensive cock-up and Chesterfield won it. Now let's flip the coin a bit, shall we? There's some of our not so fantastic appearances in the FA Cup, and we've got quite a few. Thankfully, this result is expunged, but in 1986-87 we were beaten 2-1 at home by the Manchester City. Needless to say, that's gone off the record books, that one now. 88-89, after a replay, we were beaten 2-3 at home by Runcorn, and I mean no disrespect to Runcorn at the time, they were 2 or 3 leagues below us. And then possibly one of the lowest times in the FA Cup. I haven't checked out league standings for these, but Ipswich Town came up to the racecourse, held us to a 0-0 draw, and we went back to their place and got beat 2-0. Now, to give you some idea of the scale of Ipswich Town, 3,115 were at the racecourse and 860 for the replay. And I'm not disrespecting anybody in this one, but that gives you some sort of a scale difference here. 2012-2013 at home, beaten 2-4 by Alfreton Town. Move forward slightly to 2015-2016. Qualifying round 4, which is obviously the level we were entering the cup at in the National League days. Gainsborough Trinity beat us at home 1-0. But I think this could be the lowest. I'm going to have to check league standings on this one. Qualifying 4, Stamford, 2-3 loss after extra time. Now, I'm not disparaging Stamford at all. They came up here, they did the job, they won the game, that's fine, that's fair enough. But I think that is our biggest shock defeat in the FA Cup. I've got to check the standings between Ipswich Town and Stamford, but I think those two really are as low as we've got in the FA Cup. So the draws this evening, I believe it's about 7:45 and we're ball number 5. So yeah, it was suggested to me by the guy in work that Mansfield would be a good draw, maybe. Oh yeah, it could be. Or should we go do the dream and ask for one of the big boys at home? Anyway, it will be what it will be. I'll be keeping my eye on it, as I'm sure everybody out there will be. So it's time for me to disappear off to do my bit for King and Country, go and do some work. Have a great afternoon, and I hope you have a good week. I'll catch up with you again to do another one on the FA Cup draw, to see where we go from there, and we'll discuss that at length if and when, well, when it happens, it's not if and when. So in the meantime, take care, be good, and I will indeed see you later.